Hello everybody, this is Drmcbrick, and look over there. I have 3 of the Botanical collection flowers, and I wanted to show you the sets and compare and contrast the sets. So I thought I'd show you from way back here because this is my front door behind me, and I wanted to show you kind of how they look from a distance, how they look on a table, and then we'll get into it here. So let me just kind of slowly try to bring around the camera here so you can see all 3 and how they look. Now I think they all look real from a distance if you really look at them, especially the orchids. I think are the realest looking. The second is the bird of paradise, and then the bouquet, it still kind of looks Lego-ish, but that's because it's so full of stuff. So anyway, let's take you over here and let's compare and contrast these 3 beautiful sets that would add to any home decor and to give to someone special in your life. Now, first of all, the first thing that I have to mention is that the bouquet set does not come with a vase, does not come with anything to put it in. It's just the empty flowers. Now, there are a lot of flowers here, and the way they make the flowers is really, really cool, using pieces from hoods of cars, using a lot of Technic pieces, using a lot of different types of unique coloring of different pieces that they haven't done before. There's the purple leaves to make up that carnation, just absolutely gorgeous. And of course the bushes in order to make some of the greenage and the foliage and stuff like that. So it looks really nice, but I want to remind you, it only comes with the flowers. The vase and the rocks, the glass rocks inside, are something that I added so that we could display it in our home. Now, if we move over to the orchids are absolutely gorgeous if you ask me. Again, they use much of the same Technic type of pieces to do the stalks of and the stems and things of the flowers, but they also use these great shoulder pieces here that they've used on mechs before, and larger things that Lego does. They use the blank shield pieces as petals. They use, I don't know if you can see in there's a pink frog that's used for the center, lots and lots of Technic parts. And then there are a few things within that are really, really cool in terms of some techniques and stuff. Down here, they use the roof apex pieces. There's 32 of those, and then their corresponding sides that are put on. This makes a fabulous parts pack, to be quite honest, if you ask me. A fabulous parts pack with all the Technic that goes inside to make this base. All the parts that they throw in here is dirt and foliage and things like that. These big Technic pieces, and then of course all of the orchid pieces and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Now let's look at the bird of paradise. The bird of paradise, again, lots and lots of Technic pieces in this dark green, and then in this light sand green here, or sand green, I guess is what you call it. Absolutely beautiful, very beautifully done, made very well. You can see everything is articulated, and you can move them and put them however you want. Now, anyone who knows anything about birds of paradise know that they're very difficult, like orchid, to grow and to keep in beautiful conditions. So it's really nice, and that's one of the reasons I bought them, because I thought, excuse me, we could try raising them, or we could just buy the fake ones. But it does the same thing down here, because you get a nice vase or pot with it. And the way they do this are, these come with all kinds of slopes as well. And these are the longer slopes, as you can see. And then there's a little kind of a suggestion of a floor, or kind of a little flourish that goes all the way around. That in this sense goes with the table, which we're excited about. And then they also offer 200 of the light gray and dark gray, or light brown and dark brown studs for the dirt. But you can see all the pieces that go into making the bird of paradise, even those sword pieces and or rapiers, I think is what they're called, and all that sort of thing. So that kind of gives you an idea of the 3 major botanical sets from Lego, and you can see how they stack up. You can arrange them however you want, but the orchids are the smallest, and the pot that it comes in is extremely small compared to the pot that the bird of paradise comes in. However, the Bird of Paradise is also a taller and a more substantial, heavier build with all the greenery around it. Whereas the Orchid is just very understated and just very kind of dainty in a sense, and it looks really good in the center of the table. And Mrs. McBrick here got the tablecloth or the placemats, which actually go exactly with the sand blue, and we didn't even plan that, so that was kind of cool. This is absolutely gorgeous, and this is a gorgeous bouquet, wonderful bouquet. I'd suggest getting 2 of these. You can make a huge bouquet out of these. We'll probably display the Orchid on the table, the Bird of Paradise up there on the in the wine cooler and refrigerator there, and then I just take this one upstairs because it was given to me by my employer when I had my brain surgery. I take that upstairs and keep that upstairs in the office, so I can always see that as well. So you see how they look in the wild. Hopefully as I back up here, I'm not going to bump into anything. But that's kind of a comparison and contrast of these 3 wonderful, beautiful sets that you could add to any house. Now, if you would like to see how I build the Orchid plant, then stay tuned and keep watching this video, because I'm going to show you all the bags, all the different parts that you get. I would encourage, if you have the money, and the Orchids aren't that expensive, it makes a great parts pack, especially if you're into Technic, because there are so many pins and so many Technic beams and connectors and stuff like that. The same with the Bird of Paradise, because inside those pots are held up with just you know, tens and tens of Technic pieces and beams and pins and all kinds of stuff. So these 2 make great parts pack. I'd say all 3 of them do, but particularly the Orchid and the Bird of Paradise make really cool parts pack, especially for folks who love Technic or love that sand blue color and need some slopes in black. So with that, you can continue to watch this video, and we will show you how the Orchids are made. And if not, then thanks for showing up and thanks for watching. So you see the beauty of the Orchid as opposed to all the other stuff in the greenery around it and everything like that, which I think it looks really nice here as a centerpiece. It's smaller than the others, as you saw, but there's one technique actually that I think most people would consider illegal, but you know what? Hey, who cares? Lego did it, and it works perfectly for these Orchids. So I won't spoil it for you, but it is a really cool way to put the Orchids together. So this comes in a beautiful box, and it's set 10311 with 608 pieces. It looks like it should be a fun build and things like that. So I'll go ahead and oh, it's got those thumb things. I hate those. I got to get some scissors because I can never do that, especially now. It's hard to do that with the thumbs. But anyway, I'll get this started and start to build it. Should be a real simple build. Well, I don't know about simple, but it won't take that. Shouldn't take too long because it's only got 4 bags. Interestingly, this is nice. This comes in a bag as well, the manual to keep it from you know, bending and dog-earing over and all that kind of stuff. So let's take bag 1 and get moving. Now, a great thing I love about these floral sets is making the base. And you know, it's all about the base, they say. But anyway, making the base, whatever you want to call it, and it's all nice and colorful, and it comes with all these great pieces and stuff like that. And hey, before we get moving, don't forget to like this video if you can. Really appreciate it. And here's how to use a brick separator in case you don't know. Now, one of the things I always like about these botanical sets is that you can use them for parts packs. Now, if you're looking to get a lot of Technic beams, a lot of Technic parts, just look at this, and these all come off, but just look at all the different pins, some really nice curved tiles as well, in some of these big round sections. You get turntables in there. You get all kinds, oops, sorry about the focus. You get all kinds of Technic pieces in these sets. And so as a parts pack, they're great. And not only the Technic pieces, but the parts for the flowers and all that kind of stuff, and how they use to make all of the foliage and things. Are you looking for some parts for your roof in sand blue? Yep, this is a great parts pack, I'm telling you. Look at all those. Now, after I put together all of those sand blue slopes and corners, just look at this. This is wonderful. It kind of reminds me when you look into it. See how colorful it is? Because it's all stacked up with plates and pins and 2x2s, 1x1s, but it kind of reminds me of a jet engine in a sense. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know what? At some point, Daddy's gonna have a sand blue roof on one of his houses. I just really like this. This is great. Bag 3 and more parts. Just wonderful parts, pins and Technic pieces and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, lots of parts. And in bag 4, you get all of these parts. I mean, these are great. Look, they use shields for leaves and things like that. They're even using the head from the Stranger Things set, that sort of thing. You get all of these cool pieces here, just all kinds of Technic pieces and pins and things like that. Again, a great parts pack. So that is the Botanical set, the Orchid set, and it does look very nice, I think, out here. And from a distance, it does look like real orchids. Now, if somebody had that many orchids in a vase, that would be really, really cool because it's hard to raise orchids, as we all know. But anyway, it does look really well, and I mean, it does look really good. And with that, this is Dr. McBrick signing out.